I meditated for 5 years straight. And this is what I found. See, the thing with meditation that they often don't say or speak about is, what is the root of meditation? What is it for? And I'm not speaking about meditating on our thoughts or our next play or what's going to happen, but rather meditating for the sake of doing breath work and of engaging our chakras, or of trying to eradicate a feeling that we are having to bring in another one. This is what I speak on. So, a bit of a backstory, guys, here. I used to meditate every day. And I did this, I started on and off when I was around 15 years old. And then when I got to be 19 years old, that is when I really started to do it every single day. For me, I was taking actually medicine at this time. And I said, okay, I can do this and it will aid in this recovery and this program that I'm doing as well. And come to find out that that was not the case. The reality was that all that the meditation does, because what meditation is a tool. And basically this tool just blocked me from feeling what it is that I was meant to feel. And that was the thing that I really came away with knowing was, okay, meditation is beautiful. Meditation is a gift. When we meditate with our minds and not with doing breath work or trying to connect to some higher or deeper feeling, that is beautiful. However, in this time of meditating every single day, I recall so many moments when I had things to do. I had people waiting on me to leave and to exit where we were and to go to a different plan. And I remember feeling like a prisoner of meditation, to say, if I didn't do the meditation, then I knew that I was going to feel absolutely terrible and horrendous. And basically what this does is it shackles you to something that isn't true, for one. So now, what is it that we do? Now, we're starting to self-manage and we're starting to be our own God to an extent. Because what is it that we're doing? We're regulating how we feel. We're deciding how we wish to feel. If we're feeling a test or an energy is being taken out of us, we have the option to meditate to take that feeling away. And then you say, well, what if God was giving me that feeling because that was part of my journey and I needed to go through this episode in order to be prepared for what's to come? And so now I'm avoiding that. And now I'm off course. I'm on my own course now. And the thing with that is, when I'm on my own course, I'm not in the same grace of God as it pertains to the direction of my life. Because how could I be when I'm doing it my own way? And that's the biggest qualm with meditation, is meditation suppresses feelings. So people do it when they're angry. Okay, let me meditate and breathe. And in its most general reasoning as to why someone would meditate, I don't believe that it's necessarily a bad thing. I believe that it has its purposes just like everything else. The only thing is you literally start to become a zombie, because anger is an emotion that we were meant to have. We need anger at times. When people are massacring our brothers and sisters, we need anger, healthy anger, to combat the evil that is transpiring before us. We need that. And that is being taken away when you meditate. Or if you don't feel the best, well, what were feelings for? We don't just have feelings and they're a defect. Feelings give life inherently the meaning and the beauty of it, of the experience. Feelings detect that, and feelings determine how we view these experiences. Feelings do it, guys. It's not these other things, it's feelings. Why are you happy when you have a child? Because of the feeling of euphoria, of fulfillment, of everything that comes with. Because if you didn't have the feeling, then having a child would just be like taking a seat in a chair. The feeling inherently is what gives it the pleasure and the connection, as far as us as humans, to it. So when we meditate, and we're taking that away, because when we meditate, we're self-regulating in a toxic sense. Because it's okay if, you're in a fit of rage, and it's okay to take a moment and just understand, okay? Or look and say, okay, what is this anger about? You still feel the anger, because the anger has a purpose. Just you understand, okay, what is this about? But meditation doesn't allow you to feel anger. And so what happens? So you do it. And the thing is, we feel tiny emotions and tiny angers because it gets our body built up to it, so that when something massive occurs, we don't completely go crazy and commit a heinous act or do something that could severely alter our life or the lives of the people around us. That's the reality. And meditating doesn't allow you to feel that. So when you meditate, and at the end of it, after doing all your meditations, and I'm sure you feel great, and I'm aware of all of this, which can be good. It's just there comes a moment when that thing that you've been running away from comes back, and it triggers that feeling that you're pushing away. And now that feeling comes, and you completely lash out because your body doesn't have any resistance to that feeling. And so then you may do something that is completely out of your character. You may do something that is completely against what you stand for and doesn't represent you. And this is all due to meditation. And the big thing as well is the root. Meditation is a Hindu practice. So unless you believe that Hindu is the truth, anyone who isn't Hindu doing this, ultimately, it's not aligning with the worldview that you have. Because if you don't have a Hindu worldview, it doesn't align with meditation. And so in my time, guys, in my time of doing it every day, don't get me wrong, it was nice in certain moments, and I truly felt this control. That's the thing, I felt control. It's just, when I felt control, it was as if I controlled everything. I control the people, I control these things. And that's unhealthy. Because in reality, we don't have control. God has control. And God will give us slight control over small, minute things. But our lives, if you're with Christ, are going to be under God's hand. So if they're under your hand, of course it's going to falter. Because you are faulty just as I am. And that's the real thing here, guys. It's knowing, okay, do you choose to have a life that is based on what you wish to do, or one that's based on what God wishes to do for you? Because if it is the second option, then you understand that I cannot do this practice. I cannot engage in this practice. And that is what matters, guys. I'm just reminiscing on it. And for a while, there were still some remnants of it left over to me. And I just recall them. I recall this supreme self-awareness. I couldn't even go anywhere because I'm aware of absolutely everything. So now you become even more anxious. And in a way, you can enjoy life because you're analyzing every single thing that occurs. And you are aware of every single thing that occurs. So then what? What would be the point there? Because if you're not able to just enjoy and bask in life, then what would be the point of living it? So yes, guys, don't get me wrong. Meditation certainly has its strengths. It also has a lot of cons that they may never tell any of you about. And I wish to do my best to tell all of you watching the cons and the drawbacks of this practice. It is not God's will for you to meditate with breath work, the Hindu meditation. It's God's will for you to trust in Him and to follow Him, regardless of what is occurring. That is truly what matters. Everything else in life will come and it will go. But God will be here always. Thank you, guys. God bless you.